Hello guys, now I gonna show you how to min-max world boss. What you basically wanna do is start the boss fight. If you have your team set up already and know that it can score the highest out of your units, you just start. Now when you're in the fight, there are odds that you will apply or will not apply above the buff, will you crit or not, and that's how the score goes up. And if it's a successful run, you crit a lot, you debuff a lot, your buffs constantly apply if it has an extra buff with probability to apply. So what you wanna do, you start fighting the boss, you buff up, and you can see how much score did you get over here. So you are going through first phase, and basically after a few tries you can see how much you score, and sometimes you do more, sometimes you do less. And when you reach the second phase, here are the turns, how many turns left until the boss goes away. You just click on the pause and leave. If you're not satisfied with the amount of score points you got. And as you can see, I didn't lost any stamina and I didn't lost any attempts. So basically what you wanna do, try to get as biggest score as you can, and then only complete the stage. And you can do it as much as you want. If you want to min-max, you can do it a whole day. So basically that's how this works. I can show you how I do it. Also, don't forget to check out what phase the boss is in and what the buffs or buffs he's getting. For example, this one is at the start of the turn, reset skill to cooldown and grants 100% increased damage dealt. It's not really actual for the buffers, but it's actual for the Julius and Raya. And by the way, if you have Raya, it's the best one unit for this specific phase, for the phase 1. What you want to do is to get 3 buffers, and they should have different buffs, and stack all the buffs on the Raya. And if you have Julius, you can use him on the phase 2. If you have maxed out his combined attack on max dupes gives a lot of damage. Now you see the phase changed and the number on the top changed also. Now it does, upon attacking, inflicts a 10% increased damage taken debuff. So you want to attack as much as possible. Also, Raya and SR Charmy applies the most debuffs because they are like doing double attacks. Okay, so now is phase 3. And phase 3 is grants an extra turn upon using a special skill. So if you ult, you will get an extra turn. Okay, now phase 4. For every active buff on self grants upon 30% increased damage dealt. So now Raya should be dealing a lot of damage. If he is got a full gear set of LR. My Raya doesn't have a proper gear, so he's not doing that much. Also, it helps a lot if Raya has his skill card. He can then take away the buff from the boss, and one of his buffs is penetration, and that one gives a lot of damage. Okay, in phase 2, first debuff or buff, whatever you call it, is upon attacking it inflicts 10% increased damage taken, debuff for 5 turns. And in this specific stage I like to use Lotus a lot, because he can extend all the debuffs for the whole match. And Licht is very good at this stage. First I go and try to debuff the speed, so I can make more turns until his phases changes. Charmy in this specific stage is a must-have for me. SR Charmy here is very good. The more magic attack you have, the better. Okay, so now phase 2. If there is an active barrier on self, grants 100% increased damage dealt. As you can see, Licht with auto attack on this phase does over 120k. So now phase 3. At the start of a turn, reset skills to cooldown. At this point, our Noel can apply 2 barriers with the blessings on 2 different characters, because it resets every turn. Now, Licht is with the blessing of water, and now we apply the blessing on our Lotus. So now Lotus should deal a bit more damage. Unfortunately, the phase switched because units aren't fast enough. You could actually try to swapping around someone for the speed, but then you will lose barrier. Not really much to change in here, because you don't really want to change Licht over Noel. And phase 4, at the start of a turn, resets combined attacks cooldown. And as I don't have any good combined attacks, it will be great if I would pick Julius over here and pair him with Licht. They should deal a lot of damage. Or you could use Licht and Raya, but then you would lose out on the phase 1, because Raya is very good at phase 1 and Licht is very good at phase 2, so it's a bit complicated. As you can see, this time the performance wasn't too great, because not a lot of crits. People got stunned, so that's how you min-max. Basically, you go from first phase, you can look how much you scored, then you go into second phase, you go up to 1 turn left for the boss. You can see who's the last one to attack, and if you didn't improve your score, you just click on pause the button and leave match, and that's how you min-max it. I hope this video helps. If it does, click a like or something, comment, do anything.